So my assistant just asked me, do you believe manifestation? And I'm thinking like, of course I believe manifestation, but at the end of the day, there's good manifestation or real manifestation, and then there's fake manifestation. At the end of the day, fake manifestation is if you're just wishing, if you just believe, whatever, I'm just gonna be in my bed and it's gonna work out. You like all these like bimbos in these videos and then all these like all these losers. Like they'll be like, yeah, I'm manifesting my life. But the problem with all that is it's not real manifestation. Because real manifestation, like you literally need to put in actual work into the universe. You need to put in energy in the universe. So that's why I still believe manifestation. But real manifestation is you're actually putting in energy. I was manifesting. Like I tried my hardest to get the things I wanted, and I was never satisfied with normal. That's the difference. Like the fake manifestation shit, you're okay with normal, but you just think it's gonna come to you. Like you just think like with wishing and blah blah blah, and the just pretending and dreaming. But real manifestation is you're trying your absolute best. You're trying everything in your power to do something. And let me tell you something interesting about manifestation. Manifestation is a long-term game. It comes over time because of your expectations. Like, I remember when I was trying to manifest, but I was still putting in work, like it was delayed gratification. Because I would like try to imagine the things I wanted and I would never be satisfied. And I didn't see the results. So there's literally a time where I was thinking like, fuck, I put in all this time, I pull in all this energy, like I'm putting in all this like work and there's nothing coming out of it. Like I tried my first business at drop shipping, right? I totally failed. I made like $18,000 in revenue, but like the rest of that was just losses because like I basically made $18,000 revenue, but I had to pay advertising for $18,000, and then a bunch of bullshit happened, and I lost all the money, and it was during the Trump-Biden election. So Facebook was like banning all my advertising accounts left and right, and the interesting thing about this was I was like doing the same thing with the same guy, and he literally did the same thing I did, and he got actually rich off of drop shipping. Like literally, he got rich off of dropshipping. He'll be texting me, yo, I just made like 20K, 30K, 40K. And I literally I never got depressed, but I was just like, why the fuck am I not making this money? I put in all this work. I literally borrowed money. I was in debt. And I was like, how is it, am I just unlucky? Is this just not meant for me? And I was close, very close to maybe giving up. And that is real manifestation. Because I never ended up giving up. I was like, no, I can't, I refuse. I cannot just give up. This ain't possible. But over time, just me staying in this belief and trying to believe and make sure that I get to the place where I want to be, all of a sudden, I actually had the life that I wanted. All of a sudden, I wake up and I'm fucking 24 and I'm in a private jet on the flight to Dubai from Abu Dhabi, and people are telling me how the fuck, you're 24, how do you even have all this shit? How do you have beautiful girls? How do you have all this money? How do you make 100 grand a month? How is this impossible? And I'm thinking to myself, it's interesting. I would have never realized that I would have gotten to this place super quick, but it was because of all these failures and me investing and me putting time and energy into believing that I need to be in this place and never giving up. That was the real manifestation. That's why I tell everyone, work never goes away. The universe will always remember the work you put in, but sometimes it might be delayed. So literally, you work hard. It's the same with training. You train, but you're not beating your PRs. You're not becoming better. And you're like, fuck this shit. Why did I put in all this energy and all this work? But you forget the universe never forgets. The energy still stays in the system. So at some point, if you actually not give up, that's when all the blessings come flooding in. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, it makes sense. I manifested all this shit. But it didn't come immediately. It didn't come from me wishing. It came because I was just gripping hard, applying forcing the universe to give me what I want. And in a long enough time frame, it actually exactly happened the way it happened. When I was 12, when I was 13, I never saw myself just doing a normal job. I never saw myself being like this average person on the desk working for a boss. But that was the manifesting, but I was doing real manifestation because I would be like, I can never end up like this. And I worked my best, worked my hardest to actually end up in the position I wanted to, but it never worked out. It didn't, like, I was losing money, I was in debt, I was fucking angry because I wasn't where I exactly wanted to be. And then boom, fast forward, I'm actually where I want to be. So that's the difference for me between fake manifestation and real manifestation. And I give you another example. So right now, let's say I'm manifesting that I want to become a billionaire in like 15 years, 20 years. Let's say I worked my hardest and my hardest. And let's say my entire business failed today. And I was like, fuck this shit. I still need to keep going. I still need to keep going. And it's all failing and failing for 10 years straight. But I'm actually like gaining experience. I'm working harder. I'm becoming a better person. But I'm failing for 10 years straight. I'm not making the money that I want to make. But I'm still applying myself. And then all of a sudden, after 11 years, I find this opportunity. And all the work that I put in, it all starts to blend in together. All the little facets that I worked on, they start blending in together. And then boom, after 11 years, after 10 years of failure, at year 11, I all of a sudden have everything I want. And I take this one opportunity and I make hundreds of millions and eventually become a billionaire. That is the real manifestation. Manifesting requires energy and requires commitment. If you're just laying in your bed and you're literally just thinking, oh, I'll just manifest, you know, like all these like just people, bimbos, loser guys, whatever. I'll manifest my man. I'll manifest the money. That's not real. You need to actually manifest. How much do you want it? So that's my answer to this stuff. That's my answer to this shit. You need to actually like real talk manifest. And manifest comes if you every single day try your actual hardest with a certain expectation in your head. That's why I always tell people, you need to actually like see in your head and apply and actually like try to be, like force yourself in the position you want to be. When I was like 20, 21, I was fed up. And I read somewhere like, look, if you go into a fucking supercar, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel like that's literally like the place you need to be in. So I went to this car dealership and then I was like seeing my first fucking Lambo, and then it clicked. It was like sticking in my head, and and that was the real manifestation. Because even though I didn't know it at that time, I was literally doing everything correctly to manifest. Like I worked at the business, even though I failed, I kept going. I learned new information. I went to the car dealership. I tried to get an expectation. I kept going, but it didn't feel like I was making progress. But I was actually making progress because all these failures and all these hardships started compounding into this one beautiful thing that you call success. And that's how it works. Now, I'm not telling you though that if you're failing and failing, you should think it's normal. If you're failing and failing, you should always analyze, why am I failing? Why do I not have everything that I want to have? And that's the real progress. Progress is always improving in between and knowing what you need to do better. And even if it doesn't look like your progress is immediately there, after some time, with delayed gratification, it will appear out of nowhere like fucking magic. And that's real manifestation, not fake manifestation.